Hi and welcome back to Injury Daily, where we speak about all the potential rumours and actual rumours at Arsenal FC as they go in the title charge for the Premier League. I laugh. I shouldn't be laughing. This is another breaking news video, but it feels like every breaking news video now will be injury updates. I wish I could be coming to you guys and saying, breaking news, Arsenal are about to spend 300 million. Arsenal have just gone on and won the Premier League, something like that. But we're not doing that right now. We are currently in the December period, the winter period, where there's been a lot of injuries, as you will be maybe aware of throughout the whole team. Mainly it was the attackers to begin with. Now it seems like injury is getting spread across the defenders. And we've got some breaking news coming your way soon. It's not even just injuries, actually. Well, amongst the people that I know and people I'm around, people at AFTV, Arsenal fans that I speak to, illness is also a big thing. Yet it hasn't hit the camp yet at Arsenal. Touch wood, it doesn't. But it feels like illness is starting to just spread across everywhere now as well. So it could be injuries and illness come this December. But right now, I'm going to give you the update. It came from Sammy McBell's, obviously, did an article in the BBC Sport around Arsenal player Christian Mosquera. He could be out for at least 6 to 8 weeks. Can you believe it? Let me read you up on what was said today. Christian Mosquera had to be replaced just before halftime against Brentford, making his fourth Premier League start for Arsenal. The kind of main news was that Mosquera, his absence will be another blow, obviously, to the Gunners, who currently have first-choice centre-back pairing Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba sideline, which we'll speak about in a second. The 21-year-old required treatment after landing awkwardly before being substituted, and early concerns are he will miss between 6 to 8 weeks. Crazy. I remember, obviously, I was doing a watch along at AFTV. I was watching it, and they tried to highlight where the injury happened. And when he landed, it didn't even seem like I've had bad ankles. Like I had bad ankle injuries, but it didn't seem like it rolled, it twisted or anything. It just seemed like he landed kind of normally. But 6 to 8 weeks, almost, well, really 2 months out from that injury against Brentford is a massive concern. I think fans, including myself, are becoming more and more worried because it's like, okay, Saliba goes down, cool. Mosquera's come in. We saw him against Liverpool. We've seen him in many other performances as well, where he's been superb. An unbelievable replacement when Saliba's been out. Cool. Gabriel Magalhaes went down. Nketiah comes in. All well and good. To the level, there's a bit of a slight difference, of course, between William and Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, but the level's not so mad that we're losing or dropping points, right? But then when your backups are getting injured and your first choices are out, that becomes a bit of an issue. And that is kind of where I'm at. I'm not pointing blame. I think a lot of fans are starting to say like training intensity and the players are tired and what. Cool. Listen, this is football. It's going to be plenty of fixtures. It's going to be plenty of fixture congestion. We know that already. We've seen that in the December period. There's 8 games until the end of the year still to be played. So like, we know that's going to happen. So I'm not blaming the training. I'm not blaming any of that. I'm not pointing fingers. Injuries happen. Injuries happen across the board at other clubs as well. But when you see your first team players become injured and then your backups, you do start to worry. Obviously, if we look deeper into this, there is cover. There is cover. We've been fortunate enough that we've absolutely stacked our defence. Firstly, shout out Mick Arteta because he seems to have a fascination on trying to get as many players to cover the back line as possible. And a big up Andrea Berto as well, who's actually got a good enough cover of quality. So, for instance, Christian Mosquera's out. Obviously, Saliba. There's word that Saliba will actually return for Aston Villa. That he's probably going to be available come tomorrow's game, which is good news for many fans, including myself. But if you don't want to rush him back, I think it's only right that you do. No one wants to hear the words rush a player back from injury. But Aston Villa away is a tough game. They're the most on-form team right now. I think it's is it 7 out of 8 wins? I believe it is, or without losing. They're in massive form right now. And if you look at the next fixture that Arsenal play, we play Club Brugge midweek away. If you're going to rest someone, maybe rest the players in that game. Champions League we're top of the Champions League table, so we're fine in that aspect. So you'd probably rest them for that Club Brugge game. So go all guns blazing for the Aston Villa game. So if Saliba's 80% fit, you might disagree with me. If he's 80% fit, do you start him? I would say so. Obviously no Mosquera now. The other option would be to put Ben White in centre back and then put Timber right centre back. But then again, I'm wrong. Of course, we saw against Brentford, Timber started in perfectly at centre back. So I made a mistake. They put Timber centre back and then put Ben White right back. Do I want to see that consistently? Probably not. I feel for Timber a little bit because he's just being played as much as possible, and we're very much relying on him. And God forbid he goes down. But yeah, I think that'll be the solution if if Saliba's not fully fit. But word is that William Saliba is fit enough to play come tomorrow. So unbelievable that it's tomorrow. The days are flying. Another little update as well before we go a little bit more into this Christian Mosquera and stuff. I'm going to mention that Declan Rice, Fabrizio Romano, tweeted on X today. Declan Rice has confirmed to Sky Sports he is fine and ready to play this weekend. You know them angel sounds. That's exactly what we needed. That is news that I needed to hear. I'm sure many Arsenal fans want to hear. It's not all doom and gloom. It's not all injuries and players are out and we're suffering and we're struggling. There's some news that Declan Rice will be returning. Obviously, it didn't seem like, if I'm honest, too serious when I saw him go down against Brentford. It seemed like cramp, if I'm being honest. And do I blame him getting cramp? No. Does it make sense he gets cramp? Yes, he's only human. He's not a machine. He's not a horse, even though he's nicknamed the horse. He's not. He is a player that has been prominent in Arsenal's 11, and for me, the backbone of this Arsenal team. I know a lot of people look at Zubimendi, but I think we're a completely different side about Declan Rice, and he's one that we don't really have the right cover for when it comes to level, in terms of level. So he will be back for Aston Villa, and I'm assuming he's going to be starting. I don't think Arteta's going to rest him or ease him back in. He's a man that as soon as he's ready and is available, you play him. Again, I think Dan Potts I spoke to kind of disagreed with that. Like, you have to kind of rest players and rotate them. But when it comes to Aston Villa, I think we're all in agreement that Declan Rice starts in this game, and he must play. He has to be part of that team. So that's Declan Rice. Declan Rice will be back, thank God. And then let me remind you of the breaking news to start. Sami Mokbel, a senior football correspondent, obviously for BBC Sport, has broken the news that Arsenal fear the worst for Christian Mosquera will miss at least, I'm going to highlight that, at least 6 weeks to add to their defensive problems. They're thrown in, it'll be 6 to 8 weeks. I'm just going to quickly just read as well before we close off this video, just what games he will be missing. Aston Villa, obviously, which is tomorrow, 12:30 kickoff. Club Brugge in Champions League. So many games. Arsenal take on Wolves on next weekend, Saturday. Then it's Everton away. Then it's Crystal Palace in the Cup. And then it's Brighton. Then it's Aston Villa again. Very odd, by the way. We play Aston Villa away and we play them home in the Premier League in the same month. And then we go Bournemouth in the new year on the 3rd of January. Then Liverpool at home. Nottingham Forest away. Then Inter Milan away. Then Man United at home. And then around this time is probably when you'll see the likes of Christian Mosquera returning. So for Carrat at home or Leeds away, that's on the 31st of Jan. So those are kind of the timeframes we're looking at when Mosquera might be returning. But hopefully by then, William Saliba will be back. And so will Gabriel Magalhaes, which would be good news, obviously, for Arsenal fans. And obviously from myself and everyone at AFTV, and I'm sure all the Arsenal fans watching and listening, we wish Christian Mosquera a speedy recovery. Because so we need our players back, especially if we're going for this title. We need our squad. All doom and gloom. Let's hope no one picks up any more injuries. And again, like I mentioned, illness is spreading, so let's hope no one picks up any illness. Listen, thank you for watching this video. Apologies, it's not positive breaking news, but again, we were waiting for the day. Hopefully Arsenal pick up silver and I can give you a nice breaking news where we will be celebrating. Thank you for watching the video. Like the video on your way out, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Peace.